Congratulations.
Thank you.
You seemed a little bit disappointed after 100 free. How about after the 50 free?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's better. I mean, like I said over there, it's an adjustment. I think it was pretty evident. You know, it's just a change of pace from last year. You know, Olympic trials, Olympics, all the hype surrounding that. Coming back to this, it's different. You know, it's not better, it's not worse, and it took a little bit of time for me to get into it. And I'm also just not used to being the very first event on the first day. You know, that's not something I'm used to. So you know, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get that one down, how to get my mind wrapped around that, and get in the right place to do that.
You jumped out in the lead, took control of that race. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, you know, we've been working the start. And I think, you know, I have maybe a little bit cleaner of an entry in me, but overall I was happy with that. I got my hips real high, I got a pretty decent entry, and you know, I moved that speed into my swim pretty well.
Do you think having the 3 days between the 100 and the 50 worked to your advantage, or were you, like Natalie said, were you antsy as well?
Oh yeah.
I got pretty bored, but you know, I think actually this time around it did work out to my advantage. Like I said, I had to make a couple shifts mentally, get myself back in the game, and you know, watching 3 days of exciting racing, of you know people you know doing well and making the team coming out of nowhere. I think that really gets me excited for getting back in there and trying to do it again.
What do you think about all these new names that are on these international teams now?
I think it's exciting. You know, it's going to be fun with getting to know new people. It's really an experience like nothing else. You don't know these people at all, and then you spend 24/7 with them for 2 weeks before the meet. You really get to know them, know what makes them tick, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting to know some new faces.
Barcelona's a great town.
That's what I've heard.
Do you have any plans to do anything afterwards, anything outside the pool?
Sure. I mean, a lot of my friends have gone to Barcelona, said they had a great time. They, you know, a lot of people that are you know, normal students in school take a semester in Barcelona, tell me all these crazy stories. You know, maybe I'll experience one or two of those when I'm done. Mel, you probably got some stories from Barcelona. Why don't you interview yourself about that one?
No, we're not going there. That was an exciting race. Have you done anything differently in your 50? Have you focused more on your 50 than your 100 this season?
Yeah, I think I personally put an emphasis on differentiating my stroke from the 100 stroke to a 50 stroke. I think, you know, these days people specialize so much that you just, you know, back in the day you could get away with kind of swimming your 50 like 100, except you just don't breathe. But at this point it's more about generating power, and you can't maintain that stroke for 100, so you got to change it up between the two.
Disappointed maybe after last year, 50?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Of course, you know, anytime you see yourself get third, but I think it's not necessarily always the worst thing in the world to lose. You know, it'll keep you humble, and I think it'll keep you ready to keep going and trying to get better. And surely that's what happened to me this year. You know, I was really ready to get back in there and train, so I'm excited to see what, you know, another couple weeks of rest will do for me.
Going back to the 100, you had the gold in London.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel any more pressure with that now going into Worlds, knowing you have the little target on your back?
No, because I'm not the defending world champion. I'm just the defending Olympic champion. That's no big deal.
What will be the
Sure.
key of
No.
the 50 free?
The 50 free? Gee. It's maintaining, you know, the speed off the block. You can't make any mistakes in a 50 freestyle. It's about stringing together an entire 50. You know, there's a lot of races where, you know, people mess up a wall or they mess up their breakout, but if you do that in the 50, you're not getting gold. That's for sure.
Can you, because I'm French, can you compare with your style with the Florent Manodou style?
Yeah, he swims with a straight arm. He's really good off the dive, and he has a really good underwater. I don't necessarily have that underwater strength that he has, so I mean, compared to him, I'm probably going to pop up a little earlier than that. So, you know, in a race between him and I would surface quicker. He would probably kick out a little more, and then we're going to see what happens in the second 25.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Specifically, the week ended the right way with a win. How would you assess kind of the body of work that you put together this week?
I mean, I swam 4 races over a period of like 6 days or something. It really wasn't that much work, but it does take a lot of mental focus. I mean, it's not easy. You really have to focus emotionally for something like the 50, and you really got to time it properly. So you hit the peak of that emotional high as you swim the 50. I can't get that excited for a solid hour. So really, I think I did a good job of doing that. Hopefully, I can carry that into Barcelona.
What else do you think you had to work on before Barcelona, especially in the 50?
Resting. Just getting more rest.
Are you going to rest a lot more before that, or are you going to go up and then go down?
Man, I have a big body and we did a lot of work this year. I think I can probably just pretty much rest from here on out. Obviously, we're going to do some sharp stuff. Obviously, we're going to hop in, go some fast, efforts, but overall, it's going to be mostly resting.
We spoke to Nick,
yeah,
and he said that he was a little hard on you. Didn't get as much rest as you needed with him, as opposed to some other swimmers on your team.
Okay.
And do you feel that a little bit? You feel that?
I mean, I don't know what the other swimmers feel like, but yes and no. I think
you dropped the weights slow. You dropped the weights late.
Yeah. So I think I get a lot of my one of my strengths is my strength in the weight room. So we kept that up just a little bit. I think there is more to be had from resting a little longer. I think I can get a little more powerful. Sometimes I feel a little, flabby, or I get a little bit soft, but overall I think it improves my speed. So yeah, I think the next 4 weeks we're certainly not going to be doing any 1 rep maxes, or even more than 50 or 60% of my max, but we're going to be getting in there and doing some sharp things.